that works out perfectly. Okay, we have Notre Dame head coach Mike Brey. We will start with a question from Shannon here in the second row.
Shannon Ryan, Chicago Tribune. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Shannon.
With Zach, I know you showed him some videos of just his maybe bad body language or things you didn't like. What did you want him to see, and how much of an impact did that have?
I think Zach, as a young player in our program, was a great overreactor. He plays with great emotion, and I wanted to be careful because the energy and emotion and passion he plays with drives our team and is contagious many times. But a reaction to a mistake, a reaction to what he thought was a bad call. You know, he had an incident as a young player in practice where he got upset and punched the standard and broke his hand. And that was the ultimate of, can you just take a deep breath? And I think it just comes with growing up and getting older and being very coachable.
Fourth row, Ed, go ahead.
Mike Ed Barkowitz from Daily News Philadelphia. Philadelphia has a lot of history in this tournament. Certainly you got to see perhaps the most significant moment. What goes through your mind when you see Christian Laettner running around the court, at this time of year so frequently?
A lot of memories from across the parking lot in that old Spectrum, and certainly I've spent a lot of time in it, even when I was down the road in Newark, Delaware. But I have a lot of respect for Philadelphia basketball. Growing up in the corridor on 95 and the history here, not only in the NCAA tournament, but this is a basketball city. I was kind of a stepchild down there in Wilmington, Delaware, but every now and then they let me come up, and Dumpf and Jay, they made me feel like Philly guys every now and then because I was close. The great coaches that have come out of this area, just even being in our hotel, the people working they're hoops people. So I'm energized being back in the city, and I'm really proud that I can bring my team here.
Second row here, Adam.
Hey, Coach. Adam Zagoria,
Hey, Adam.
SMY. Good to see you. Just your thoughts on this new NBA draft rules, what it might mean for a guy like Demetrius, and your thoughts on Coach Calipari saying everyone on his team, including the walk-ons, are going to declare.
Well, I want to add to that. I'm putting my name in, so I'm gonna go too and test the waters. But no, I think it's great. It's great for the young people. I don't want to hear about it's tough on coaches. One of my assistants started whining about it. I almost fired him last night. I said, shut up. I mean, it's what, I think it'll save some bad decisions that we've had, that a kid can go, get the information, and still have time to digest it. Certainly for Demetrius Jackson, it's great. And I love how the NBA and the NCAA are really working more hand in hand lately. This is a great rule. Yeah, putting his whole team in. Well, he's not getting any pub here lately, right? Because he's not playing. So he's doing anything to stay out there. The guy's a master. He's a master.
We'll go the other side of the aisle over here, row 4. Go ahead.
Mike, Jerry Carino from the Asbury Park Press. Sports Illustrated article last week gave you high marks for finding players who are maybe a little bit under the high recruiting radar and then developing those guys over the course of 4 years. What are the keys to doing those two things?
I think now we have a system. I have a great staff, and I have a staff who's been with me for a while. So we kind of know how to earmark guys and find them. You being from Asbury Park, there's a guy that we've injected into the starting lineup in Matt Farrell that really fits the bill. We signed him late a couple years ago, and he was great. He just has gotten better and been patient. Again, we love guys that have been with us 4 and sometimes 5 years and get better. And I think it's interesting, the program we're playing, they do it the same way.
Go over here, row 4. Yep, Neil.
Hi, Coach. Neil Gahagan from the 21st Century Media. A year ago, you described Steve Vesturia as a baby-faced assassin. Can you expound on that? And do you still consider him that same type of player, or has he matured beyond that? Or
Well, my facial hair still grows faster than his, so he's still baby-faced. He is a beautiful basketball player. I tell young kids, watch Steve Vastoria play the game. His feel for the game, his instincts on both ends of the floor. I think a lot of that has to do with Speedy Morris and great high school coaching and playing in this corridor. But for him, the guy has made big shot after big shot. We asked him to drive more this year, and then he's added that to his game. He's still our most reliable defender that we will put on people, and he's going to have to guard Hayes some tomorrow night. Where he's really grown is he's been a quiet guy. He's talking more. He's become more of a captain, and that's helped us and helped him individually.
We'll stay toward the back there, Mike, over on this side of the aisle.
Yes, sir. Michael Luongo, AP Broadcast. When you face a team that has evolved during the season, is it hard to get a gauge on just what kind of team you're going to face tomorrow night?
No, I think we have a great feel for them, and I have the utmost respect for the Wisconsin program. Bo Ryan and I are on the NABC Board of Directors together. We have been friends, I think, for a while. Both kind of worked our way up in the profession similarly, and so I've always respected his program. Greg Gard should be mentioned for National Coach of the Year stuff. I mean, this team was 9-9, 1-4. They lost to Milwaukee and Western Illinois at home, and he's got them really playing. I think they're extremely confident. They're running what they run, and they've always run. And a little bit like us, they believe they're supposed to win every close game. So I think makes for an exciting night tomorrow night.
We'll go up here front of the room. Go ahead.
Zach Drapkin, Vavel.com. What are you looking to exploit in Wisconsin's top-tier defense?
Well, I think you have to try and get down the floor on them a little bit and not play against their set defense. One of the things that's helped us with Matt Farrell in the lineup, we have another guy that can push it in transition other than Jackson. And we can maybe get some easy buckets. Because if you have to play against their set defense, it becomes, kind of a long night.
And Shannon, second row.
Just to follow up to the Zach stuff, do you remember the incident, like what happened or what ticked him off to make him break his hand?
I think it was just he was having a frustrating practice. He had turned it over a couple times, and then he turned it over again and thought he got fouled, and the assistant coach's ref in practice, and he didn't get a call. And as a young guy, he just turned around in frustration with a closed fist and punched the standard, broke his hand, and was out 6 weeks. And it really cost him probably being in our lineup. It cost him having momentum that season. And we laugh about it now, but it was just him being hot-headed as a young guy. He's done a great job channeling that passion and energy into positive stuff. And what it does is it picks up the rest of the group. His passion is amazing.
Court, he has a chance to break a field goal percentage record. Just what's he brought in terms of consistency? How's he gotten to this point on the court?
He has been a bright lights deliverer. When the lights are brightest, big time regular season games, he has really delivered. And in the ultimate big stage, this tournament, for him to be mentioned of possibly breaking Bill Walton's record, it's unbelievable. It's just amazing. I'm very, very proud of him. But he gave himself to us. Here's a 4-year guy who let us coach him. He didn't get distracted with, am I good enough to leave early, or I need to play a certain way. He knows how to play in our system, and he plays to his strengths, and he doesn't try and do things he shouldn't do. And that's why he's been amazingly efficient, and he's going to make a good living playing the game after it's over, after his college career is over.
Up here in the third row at the end.
Stephen Brooks, CNHI. Coach, without revealing too much, do you anticipate doing anything to keep VJ in the sort of rolling momentum he's been having, or do you just kind of want to let him feel it out naturally?
I'm going to reveal a big secret. Play him a lot. Play him a lot. Play him 30-some minutes. Don't mess with him. I'm really thrilled with what he's given, and you and I talked about this, I think, back in South Bend. Here's a guy that wasn't very confident last year. I wasn't even putting him in the game this time because he just wasn't ready to do it. And to see him setting the tone for us, I'm thrilled. Again, it's another guy who's given himself to us. We've been able to coach him. We've grown him up. And he's really delivering now, and I think he'll go into this weekend very confident.
We'll go to the back of the room over there at the end, row 4.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, look at that.
Hi, Mike.
How you
Kevin
doing, Kevin?
Tressolini, DelawareOnline.com. You were talking about your staff. Martin Inglesby is being mentioned for a couple head coaching openings, one of which you know about quite well nearby. What are the characteristics, the qualities he has that you think will make him a fine head coach?
Well, I think somebody's going to get him. I'd be thrilled if the guys in Newark got him. I think he'd be an unbelievable fit. But that process, I'm sure, will play itself out. He's the whole package. He is, we've been known for our offensive efficiency and how we've played. He has as much input in what we do offensively as I do. We conspire on a lot of things. Great communicator. Our players love him. He knows how to connect. He's done a heck of a job recruiting. And what's lost a lot of times too is he's got a great family. His wife gets the profession. 3 young kids. As you know, being in the community with your young family is as important as running the right out of bounds play when you start to build a program. Good to see you, man.
Good coach.
A couple rows back, also at the end of the aisle.
Hey, Mike, CJ Moore, Bleacher Report. There's been a lot of teams that have played. You've played 2-point guards a lot in the past, and a lot of teams in the tournament playing 2-point guards. How much does that help an offense, and kind of what are the reasons you've done it in the past?
Yeah, we've trended to it a lot. I think back to Chris Quinn and Chris Thomas, McElharney and Chris Quinn, and we Torrey Jackson and McElharney. To have 2 ball handlers on the floor now, 2 guys that can go off the dribble, I think it just makes you harder to guard, and it takes the pressure off of that lone point guard. In our case, Demetrius Jackson, people have been loading up on him the second half of the season when he's the lone handler. Are they going to double the ball screen? Or how they come at him? It's exhausting. Sometimes when Matt Farrell can initiate the offense and Demetrius can get down on the baseline, it's a little refreshing for him to catch it maybe on the wing or the corner instead of having to bring it into the teeth. And that's why we've liked doing it, and right now we're in that mode with Matt and Demetrius.
We'll come back down here to the front to Zach.
Zach Drapkin, What are you telling your guys when things get close down the stretch in these games?
It's more what they're telling themselves. The talk in our huddles, the leadership, even B.J. Beecham, we talked about as a staff in the huddles down the stretch against Stephen F. Austin, and it didn't look very good. He's telling guys, we're fine, stay calm, let's get a stop here, get a good possession. I think at this point in the season, a group has complete ownership of itself, and what they're saying to each other and how they pick each other up and how they believe is more important than what I'm saying to them.
Stay in the front row over here.
Aaron Kasner's Penn Live. Mike, you've been in the ACC for 3 years now. Is there a difference between how that conference prepares you for the tournament than the Big East, and what do you attribute the ACC success in the tournament to?
Yeah, I think it's very similar. When we left the Big East, it looked like this ACC of this year. We were getting the 8, 9 bids, and of course that one year we got 11 bids. But I have the same feel this year. I had the same feel even on our media day that I thought we'd be really deep. And we were, and that's, in Louisville, maybe we would have had 7 if Louisville was around and part of this thing. But it definitely gets you ready. It gets you tougher. You've seen many different styles of play. You've seen and experienced many different game situations. So I think our league now, after this year, has really spoken loudly of, who's the conference, and we'll go into next year with the same momentum.
Okay, any more questions for Coach Brey? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.